And then
I liked the book, so I decided I'd see what the movie was all about. It won some awards, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So welcome to this month's book club review, which is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I think it's had mixed reviews from the people on here.
Oh,
I read this book earlier in the year and I really enjoyed it.
yeah.
I can see why some people wouldn't, but I did enjoy it.
I
So
didn't.
I'm going to go to the others here. Do you want to introduce yourself? And then we'll discuss the book. Carol, do you want to start?
Okay, I'm Carol. I'm from Massachusetts, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
And very cold where you are. Maureen?
Yep. Where am I? Chesham. I'm in Chesham in Buckinghamshire.
And you're a regular fixture on
I'm
here.
in Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire.
So it's nice to see people who have been on here before. So what did we think of the book?
I didn't like it.
Oh,
You didn't. Sorry.
oh, yeah.
I thought
I
it was
enjoyed it.
It was a little hard to get into. Like maybe the first 20 pages, I thought, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if I like this. But then I realized his travels. He was telling the story through his memories of his, while he was traveling, through his memories of living in that household. And then you got to know that what was really going on in there. And that's all foreign to me because we don't have households like that here.
Yeah.
I found the book. I had to read it slowly to absorb it. It wasn't a book that I could rush through. It was a
Yeah.
bit like a Dickens book in that you had to read it slowly to absorb how much was in there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maureen, you didn't like it, did you?
No. I found it was too stuffy. And it wasn't, I was thinking more of the lines of Downton Abbey, but it wasn't like that at all. And I was really disappointed. But I didn't like the film either. I saw the film first. I thought, oh God, I hope the book's better.
He was kind of a stuffy character. He had to practice bantering with people because he didn't know how to converse.
Yeah, I think
lawyer said that.
I think really that was kind of the point of the book.
Yes,
he was stuffy and set in his ways.
Yeah.
I did a journal page of this when I read it, just for reference.
Right.
And I'd put. It took us a while to get around to reading the book, but I did enjoy it. Might not be everybody's cup of tea. On the surface, it could appear boring and Mr. Stevens unlikable, but you need to read between the lines and understand the English class structure in those days. And butlers were very proud of the families they worked for, which they were kind of to the detriment of themselves.
Absolutely.
And I think that showed in the way the death of Mr. Stevens' father was handled, because it was like it's my dad's dead, let's just carry on.
He couldn't even visit him, attend his bedside when he was dying because there were visitors downstairs and he had to do his job.
Yeah. I
can't believe that they had that meeting though with Hitler and the foreign secretary and all that at Lord Darlington's house. I don't believe that was true at all. I mean, I can't see that would possibly have happened.
Yeah, it's probably fictional.
Yeah.
Right.
I found that he'd had a life of just being in that sort of situation as a butler, and it was almost as if he couldn't let his emotions show.
Right.
He was holding everything in, and I actually felt sorry for him because with the housekeeper,
Yeah,
I felt he wanted to say something to her, but he couldn't do it.
No.
He
Yeah.
couldn't express how he felt.
Colleen,
You
was she
know,
called?
No, he didn't know the words to sort of
yes,
say to her.
he didn't. He couldn't express how he felt, and he missed out on opportunities in his life
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah. And I
I
actually
got
felt sorry.
the impression that she was in love with him and he
Yeah.
loved her really,
Yeah.
but
I
because
had
of
that thought.
the way of the times and how they were supposed to be, he couldn't bring himself to say it.
Right.
And
now-
obviously by the
right.
time it came to it,
and they're working in
was
the same
too late.
household and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
The only
Even
thing
when she brought the flowers in to his room,
Mhm.
when she first started there, and she said, I brought you some flowers. He said thank you, but he didn't want any more.
Right. That's it again. Right.
And I thought he's very sort of stayed in his ways.
yeah.
And that's all he'd known all through his life.
But
Just to
I
be,
get the impression that butlers, and I mean, I think this was set in the 1950s.
Yeah.
When he went for the drive.
Yeah.
But I think butlers and a kind of service staff at those days were like that. The only thing I can liken it to is, did you ever see Upstairs, Downstairs?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you have. I think that was more like how servants acted back then, rather than, because I watched Downton Abbey as well,
Mhm.
and I thought that was kind of put a rosy glow on working for a large household, where Upstairs, Downstairs definitely didn't.
Mhm.
No.
No.
My son was saying
Father had been a
that made
butler.
Anthony Hopkins, the film, that made Anthony Hopkins popular in that film, because he wasn't a very big star until he made that film.
Yeah.
So, because he said he's not really a very good actor, but he said it made him that part, you know.
Yeah. He tends to be the same character in everything he plays, I find, Anthony Hopkins, but he would suit that role down to the ground.
Yeah.
But one of the things I liked about the book, one of the things that kind of struck us, and I don't know if it's in the film, but it was definitely in the book, when he was driving down to wherever he was going, was it to see Miss Penton?
Yeah.
He was kind of saying, I was driving, but I was looking at the scenery and taking it all in, and I'm thinking, you couldn't do that today when you're driving. Not that I can't drive, but you couldn't stop to look at the scenery as you were driving, could you? I mean,
no.
Everything was even in the 50s, it was a much slower pace of life than it is now. And I think
in the 50s there wasn't the motorways, was there?
No. And I think in some ways it was probably better then. Because you took
the M1 was built in 1951 or 52, wasn't it? Something like that.
I can't
The
remember.
M1 was the first one to be built.
Yeah.
So, of course, we had all the smaller roads you went down. So,
you think as well, I mean, my dad used to say, oh, I'll take you on a Sunday afternoon drive. And we'd go anywhere, you know, for a picnic or something. But he could park anywhere.
Yeah.
And there was hardly any traffic on the road on a Sunday. And that was probably sort of late 50s. And now you wouldn't think of doing that, would you? You go for some leisurely drive.
Afternoon drive now, you get stuck in a traffic jam.
Yeah. Or road works. More like it.
Yeah. So what about the bit where so this Lord Darlington was obviously, from what I gathered, he was in with the Germans and he was kind of on their side. I didn't fully understand that part of the story.
Well, it said he was showing Nazi leanings, you know, the company that he kept, and they were talking him into it and stuff. And also being anti-Semitic, he was starting to do that, getting rid of those two maids in the house because they were Jewish.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I have to think about the company that comes to the house. Well, they don't, you know, so he was more in with those people. They were talking him into it, and he was going that way.
Yeah.
But later on, he actually wanted them back, didn't he?
Right, because he thought he realized, you know, maybe I went too far. You know, it was, he was conflicted, but his friends, his contemporaries there were bringing him that way with the meetings they were having and convincing him that was the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right in thinking that the British Prime Minister was at the meetings as well?
Yeah,
I think he was, wasn't he? Was it
yes, yeah.
Anthony?
And that was
At
her
least
foreign
one, yeah,
secretary as well, wasn't it?
right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that part of it was fiction.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that period of history. But I think what I found quite sad was hold on a sec. I don't know if I didn't have my comments enabled. Hi, Christine. Sorry, I had you hidden. Christine says, it's my second time of reading this book. I don't know why, but I enjoyed it more the first time. Mr. Stephen's work came first. His loyalty to Lord Darlington was his only focus. I think that was quite sad as well, because he kind of thought Lord Darlington and all of these people were better than him, and he should do what they wanted. But I think towards the end of the book, he'd started to realize maybe that's not what I should have done. Maybe I should have lived my life a bit differently. There was a quote at the end of the book, and I guess it's where the title of the book comes from, which I thought was really good. And I wrote it down, and it says, "The evening is the best part of the day. You've done your day's work. Now you can put your feet up and enjoy it." And I thought they were kind of relating that to maybe retirement as well as being the evening. I thought that was just said it all, really. But I did feel sorry for Mr. Stevens.
Yeah. I think he went on that trip. He was supposed to be going to finally have a vacation in his life, but of course he could never stop working. So in his mind, he was going to see if she could come back to work in the house. It was like a job, looking for an employee. So he put the two together, and then she didn't want to, so he had to go back by himself.
Do you think he read between the lines and thought maybe that she wanted him?
I think probably that's the reason too. To get her back to the house, things were all different now, and the staff members could maybe be married to each other and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then of course when he got to see her, she was going back to her husband.
Stay with her husband, yes.
Yeah.
But when
It's
she told him,
quite a sad story, really.
It was, because I don't know if she really wanted to stay there. It's just she was doing her duty too by staying with her family.
Yeah, which you would do in the 50s.
When she told Mr. Stevens that she'd going to have a proposal of marriage, I think she was looking for a reaction.
Right, yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she more or less rushed it at him, didn't she? You know? And I think she was looking at him thinking, what reaction is he gonna, but he didn't, did he? He just carried on as normal, very polite and, straight faced.
Him and his father couldn't even speak to each other about their feelings. So I guess what chance did he have of speaking to a woman like that?
Right.
Linda Tong says the level of repression in this book was palpable. In what way, Linda? I think I agree with you, but I think the 50s was probably like that. Maureen, you might know better than me.
Well, I grew up in the 50s and things were still very, you had to mind your P's and Q's and all of that. And, it was eating at the table, and you wouldn't have dreamt of sitting with it on your lap or anything.
Yeah.
It was still quite, and it was always please and thank yous and writing letters at Christmas after you got gifts from aunts and that. The first thing my mum would say was, you've got to sit down and write a letter of thank you.
And
I think they were still very much like that. And,
you don't get that anymore.
No.
They probably sent a text. Thumbs up on a text. So does anybody know anybody that was in service back in the day?
No,
certainly
my daughter's mother-in-law. She wasn't in service. Yes, she was in service. She came over from Ireland, and she went into service. So she was telling my son. I mean, she never told me, but she said that we knew how to behave in those days. I thought, yeah, very true.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess if you didn't toe the line if you were in service, you were sharp footed out.
yeah. Well, she did silver service apparently. So
Oh,
Do you remember? I don't know if anybody's read it in the past, but the Lady magazine,
Red
and
what?
at the back
the
of
lady,
it was
like,
called
yeah,
the Lady magazine,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
at the back of the magazine was all the adverts for who they wanted to go into service, like housekeeper wanted, and it
And
used to be
nannies and
all
things
the
like
jobs
that.
were at the back of it for that sort of
oh.
work.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do remember that magazine.
mm,
Yeah, it was because I think my husband's mother got a job from the back of it as a lady's maid for a
I
while
wonder,
when she.
I wonder if that magazine's still around today.
I've
Yeah.
got a
yeah.
feeling it is. I've seen it in Marks.
I bet the jobs will be different.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if it's like that, how in Buckingham Palace and stuff they have all these staff. I wonder if it's like that there as well, where they all got to mind their P's and Q's.
Oh, probably, huh?
Have
Yeah,
you
it
ever
would be
been to
interesting.
Have you ever been to Buckingham Palace?
No.
No.
No. Oh, well, I've been several times, but I was really surprised how warm the place is. I imagine it to be very Astor, but it's not. It's very warm, and it's really lovely. It's a lovely
Right.
place. It's far better than I thought it was going to be.
I've stood outside the gate, but I've never been in.
Mm. And I've
No,
been
I've
to
never.
Windsor Castle, of course.
Have you?
Which is,
I'd love to
yeah,
go there.
well, we live near Windsor, so it's only about half an hour from where we live. So
Yeah.
it's
Apparently there's a table in Windsor Castle that sits 160 people.
yeah,
And it takes a team of 10 staff 2 days to lay the table.
yeah. That was the last.
Can you
That was the
imagine?
last. That was the last state banquet, wasn't it? That was held
Yeah.
in the castle just recently.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So is there anything else in the book that we've missed?
I was going to say, all the butlers and the servants, they must have heard a lot around, when they spoke around the dinner table.
Hmm.
They must have been very loyal to keep all that. They'd never let on to anybody else what the discussions have been, or.
The servants would have known everybody's secrets, wouldn't they? They would
Yeah,
have
they
known
would have done,
everything.
'cause they were all talking around the table, weren't they?
Just
And
like they
were
weren't there.
behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they weren't people to the upper crust. They were just there to serve them, and they obviously didn't hear anything, and
No.
they took it all in. I
Because
bet.
Mr. Stevens, when he went into the when he spent the night in a public house, I take it was in
Oh
the
yeah,
film.
yeah.
No. But even then, they were trying to get information from him, weren't they?
Yes. Didn't he
And
pretend
he
to
was.
be somebody?
He did. He did. He pretended that he was, owned the house.
Yes.
Thing.
Yes.
He does. Yeah, he didn't know anything. And I thought how loyal they were.
Hmm.
Good Butler was very loyal, weren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how many stars would you give it out of 5?
I'd give it a 4.5.
I would have given it 3.
I will say 5 because I really was learning things through it that I didn't know that
Yeah.
I
I
enjoyed.
put 4 stars originally, but I think I would give it 5. It's a book I would read again because I think there's probably more things you'll see in it if you do read it again. Because I do think it was a difficult read. Well, maybe it's not difficult, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a page turner.
No,
But I think
Definitely
sometimes
not.
it's nice to read books like that.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of slows you down, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it
sort
makes
of
you
like
think
read
about
it. You sort of slow down reading it, if you know what I mean.
I quite like the way it was written. The language is written not kind of like William Shakespeare English, but like English how it would have been spoken back in the 30s and 40s.
Very proper. Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt it was nice to read that. I think that's what I liked about the book.
What did you think of his? That was not his nephew. Oh, was it a nephew?
Or the guy
the young man that he looked after.
that he was supposed to tell the birds and the bees to, or something.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Right, yes, him.
Crazy. Can you imagine?
So funny. He was so uncomfortable.
Because he was getting married, wasn't he?
I don't know anything about it.
That was
So funny.
I just thought that is, nobody can speak to their son or their nephew. They've got to ask the butler.
The butler. It was so funny when he said about the birds and the bees, and he said he was only interested in fish.
Oh, I haven't seen any bees. Makes you wonder what the wedding night would have been like. Christine says, I think it was strange that at the beginning Miss Kenton didn't want to converse with Stevens and communicated via other people, but later on it was the other way around. Yeah, I think they had a falling out, didn't they? He said something to her that she kind of took against, so she started to go through other people to speak to him. And then they became friends again towards the end.
Yeah.
He was a funny fella.
And a couple of times she sort of did say to him, I am the housekeeper and you should tell me.
Did you watch the film? Did you watch the film? Did you watch the film?
Yeah, I did watch the film yesterday. Yeah.
What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the film as well. There was a couple of differences between the book and the film.
I think there always is, isn't there?
But most of it was the same. And
so, Christine and Linda, how many stars would you give the book? Christine says it was his godson, the guy. Was it Lord Darlington's godson? Right. Yeah. So, from what I'm aware, there was quite a few famous actors in the film. I think Hugh Grant was the godson.
Oh.
And Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve was the American owner.
Oh, was he the owner? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought it.
Right.
When I presume the Lord died and he bought it, didn't he?
Mr. Faraday, he called him.
Yes. Didn't he buy it for something like $15,000 or something?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Buy a mansion for $15,000. Millions these days.
Absolutely.
I also wonder, what do you think would have gone on afterwards? Because when he bought the house, Mr. Stevens was going to stay there and remain as butler, but everything would be so different, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To how it had gone on before with Lord Darlington.
I think he didn't like it, did he? He didn't like the changes that were being made. The staff were down to bare minimum, and I think he probably kind of felt that he didn't have a role. His job was not really there anymore.
And where do they go when they retire? Who takes them? Do they have a pension or something? His employer died, in the first one.
Well, downstairs. I went and run a bed and breakfast, I think.
Stay there. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I did enjoy the book. I was pleased I read it. There's quite a few kind of classics that I've never read before. So it is nice to read them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have appreciated it when I was younger. Don't actually know when this book was written. Do you know when it was written?
Have anybody read any more of his books?
I haven't. I would, but I
That's
haven't.
the first one I've read.
Oh, this was written in 1989.
Right.
So I don't think I would have appreciated back then.
Yeah. 1989.
No.
I think he has written other books. Is it a he? It is a he, isn't it? Kazuo.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got a real old copy. Look at this one.
He had an award today, didn't he?
Sorry?
He got an award today
Oh,
from
did he?
King Charles.
Oh,
I don't know
right.
whether it was an OBE or an MBE, but
Well, we're discussing it
apparently,
at the right time.
yeah, he's been given an award. What's his name? Kazuo Ishiguro?
Is he Japanese? He's Japanese, isn't he?
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was brought up in this country.
He was, I think.
Sorry?
Yeah, I read that part somewhere.
Yeah, because to kind of portray English aristocracy back then,
Yes.
you know, he seems
He
to have it
moved.
really
Yes,
spot
it
on.
says he moved from Japan in 1954 and moved to Britain in 1960.
Right.
He was born in Japan in 1954. Pay attention. And moved to Britain in 1960. Yeah, so he really did.
Right, so
I think he's really captured it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linda says she's read Never Let Me Go. I'm assuming that's another one by Kazuo.
Right.
Yeah, I need to have a look at what other books he's written.
yeah, definitely.
So do we want to discuss anything else we've been reading that we've enjoyed recently?
I haven't been reading anything else. I was watching TV and doing other things.
I read the Paris Bookshop Secret by I can't remember the woman's name now. Absolutely loved it. Gave it a 5 stars.
I bought it.
I loved it. I sobbed at the end. Sobbed. If I cry, it's a good book.
Well, I've
Really
just
enjoyed
read a book called The First and Last Summer.
The First and Last Summer.
By Ruth Sabaton.
Right.
That is a lovely book.
You like her books, don't you?
Yeah, that takes you from somebody of 90-year-old to back to when she was a child.
Right.
And it goes backwards and forwards and it's a really great story.
What was it called, Maureen?
The First and Last Summer.
The First and Last Summer.
By Ruth Sabaton. I've read a lot of her books anyway. But
you read a lot, Maureen.
Pardon?
You read a lot.
Yeah, I do read a lot. Well, that's Ryan. I've read 17 of her books now. That's Ryan Lane I told you about. But because they're all sort of espionage and war stories, which I love.
Right.
I love those sort of books. So, yeah, I've read 17 of her books already. So, mind you, I have plenty of time at my age.
I don't know how I watch some YouTubers who have got book channels and they're reading like 20, 30 books a month.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. It's like, are you actually reading it?
Do they do that speed reading? So I was reading about some people do this speed reading, don't they?
Yeah.
But I tend to like to get absorbed into books.
Yes. Yeah. Christine says she's read Kolimsky Heights by Lionel Davidson. I haven't heard of that. Was it good? What have you read anything lately, Leslie, that was interesting?
No, not really. I just been reading this, no, I can't think of anything I've read. I've got a few books on the go, but because that's the trouble with me. I tend to, start reading other things, and then I find I'm a few chapters in on this book and a few chapters in that.
I couldn't do that.
I can't do that.
No. I couldn't do that.
Linda said, I read Claire Pooley's How to Grow Old Disgracefully after Karen mentioned it. Thought it was a great, funny, light read. Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well, Linda. Yeah. I'm reading a book at the minute. If you've watched one of my recent videos, you might know. It's called Retirement Rebel. And it's a non-fiction book. It's a true story. Siobhan Daniels, who she retired at 60, decided to sell up a house, buy a camper van, and tour the UK.
Oh,
This is the most irritating woman I've ever read about. God, every page I want to scream at her because she keeps saying, "Oh, when I decide, I've become a retirement rebel and I'm fighting ageism and I want to be a role model to other women of my age." And I'm thinking, well, how are you doing that? You're not explaining what it is that you're doing. I do not recommend the book. Very irritating.
Oh dear.
Christine says the book Kalimsky Heights, really good, 5 stars from me. My husband didn't like it at all. That's good that you read the same books, Christine. Warren, my husband, definitely wouldn't read. In fact, I think he's read one book that I've read, and that was the Da Vinci Code many, many years ago. He read that. He reads historical fiction, Connor Golden. He reads a lot.
Hmm.
So December's book we haven't chosen. Anybody got any ideas what we might want to read?
December. Oh, I thought you had one up there that we were
yeah, I
choosing.
thought we got the air raid. What's it? The tea shop.
That's November. That's
Oh,
this.
November.
Oh, that's this one. Okay.
That's-
So the one after that. Okay.
Yeah. Anybody got any ideas? I mean, you can always put them in the comments.
Yeah, I have to think about that. Something.
I think somebody did mention some Christmas book.
Or
Sorry?
maybe some wintry.
Wintry.
What do you mean, like,
I feel like we should read one Maureen wants to read because she puts one on every month and it never gets chosen.
what does Maureen want? Do you put a book up then, Maureen?
What do you want to read, Maureen? We'll choose that for December.
First last summer.
The first last summer.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You give us a choice of 4 books that you want to read, and I'll put that up as the poll. So one of them is going to be picked.
Good, right?
Christine
No, I'm
says
looking
the
forward to reading
Christmas
the
train.
tea book.
What? Sorry.
Christine says the Christmas train. I've not heard of that.
Christmas train.
The Christmas train book.
Is that a mystery book by? Oh, I can't think of the author now. American author, I think.
I've not heard of it.
Oh.
I've had a book on my shelf for quite a long time. It was a Christmas book, and I haven't read it. And it's called Christmas at the Cat Cafe.
Oh, that looks sweet.
I'm going to read it, but I won't put it on the poll. That's only going to be Maureen's books.
Actually, it should be a Christmas book, really, shouldn't it?
It should.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Christine says the Christmas train is by David Baldacci.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Linda says I'm currently reading aloud by Chris Paling. It's non-fiction and true stories and curious incidents from the provincial library. Sounds interesting.
Oh.
I do like a non-fiction book.
I like books about libraries and book clubs.
Yeah. So do I. I did read a book a couple of years ago about a book club. But there was a murderer and they were going to murder somebody in the book club. Can't remember what the book was called now, but I remember I'll put it in the Facebook group or wherever. But it was a really good story. Hopefully there's no murderers in our book club. So Claire, are you a member of the Claire? Can't read. Carol, are you a member of the Facebook group?
No, I don't go on Facebook.
Right. I was just wondering, because it's not easy to kind of have conversations on the YouTube posts.
Oh.
I find it a little bit difficult to have a conversation. So I usually put whatever I put on Facebook, I usually put on the YouTube posts page as well. So
Okay.
you'll
Yeah.
still see it.
Right.
So
You've got Thanksgiving coming up soon, haven't you?
sorry?
Carol's got Thanksgiving coming up soon.
Yes. That's the
Oh,
next.
yeah.
That's my favorite holiday. That's the next
Yeah.
one coming up, and
That's your first start to Christmas, isn't it?
It's what?
Isn't it the first start of your Christmas? What they
Well,
call?
yeah, for me it is. I don't do any decorating for Christmas till after Thanksgiving because
No, that's it. After
I
Thanksgiving.
want Thanksgiving to be its own thing.
Is that towards the end of November, Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I
the
think
last
this year
Thursday.
it's the 27th.
Yeah, it's last
November.
Thursday in
Late.
November, isn't it?
Last Thursday in November. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we celebrate pilgrims and things like that.
That's when you have your turkey, isn't it?
Turkeys and pilgrims and.
In
Why do
Turkey.
you have
We've
Christmas?
got
I
Guy
like turkey.
Fawkes.
I'm not
Fawkes
descended from the
today.
Mayflower people, but I know people who are. So
Do you have turkey at Christmas as well?
do we have? Oh, we have Christmas. Yeah, we have Christmas too.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah. There's just so much going on, you know. There's,
Yes, for us today is Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Night. So it is the celebration of the guy who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament and he failed.
Oh, it's a pity they don't do it today. They could get rid of Parliament then.
So yeah,
But the trouble is, Starmer's not there.
we have big kind of fireworks displays and things.
Burning things.
My grandson, who's 9, he doesn't like going to anything like that now. He seems to have developed something where he doesn't like loud noises. Things with air defenders in class and stuff. I'm not sure where that came from, but because it wasn't like that when he was a little bit younger. And now he's at the ripe old age of 9. So we probably won't go to the fireworks. But Harriet, my granddaughter, likes that kind of thing.
Yeah,
My
they can be really
grandchildren
loud though, can't they?
My grandchildren are in their 20s, so they don't do that.
What was that, Leslie?
I said they are very loud, some of them, at the bigger displays.
The fireworks. Yeah.
The fireworks, they really do go bang, don't they?
Yeah, they've started charging for them up here as well. They used to be free, now they're charging for them. Yeah,
I can remember I don't know if anybody else used to do it, going and penny for the guy outside the railway station.
We used to kind of make this like dummy for Carol.
An old pram.
Dummy to look like Guy Fawkes, and used to sit it outside busy places and say, "Penny for the guy." You're pretty much begging, really. We don't see kids doing that these days.
No. We used to go outside, because I come from London. We used to go outside the railway station and stand there, and all the people coming back from work, we used to do quite well.
I'm sure we made 50 pence one year, which we thought was fabulous.
It used to be fun.
I think they celebrate Halloween more, don't they?
Kids don't have all that. It's a shame, really, that
yes.
you know,
that
they aren't free to do things like that.
Yeah, America celebrates Halloween much bigger.
Well, I think we do now, don't we? More.
I didn't get that many trick or treaters. I got 16, but I'm on a street that for years we had nobody. But down the end of the street, a couple new families moved in, and so they have younger kids. So they're cute, and they come when it's still light outside, which I like, because I don't like all that answering the door. But I know people that have 200, 300 kids come to their door.
Wow.
They're drop-offs. You know, they're coming from other neighborhoods, and they'll go to a subdivision where there's a lot of houses close together, and they can get more. Their kids off.
I know my grandkids got a pile of sweets, and I just thought they're going to be starting off the walls eating all that sugar. But we pretend we're not in. We don't have to go. But because one year we did buy sweets to give the kids, and nobody knocked.
Nobody came.
I done it again because I had all these sweets. So yeah.
There's not many kids around me here, and they don't knock. They used to
We don't-
years ago when there were lots of young kids
Yeah.
around, but
We had
now
usually
there's hardly
nothing.
any. So
Have you had any bears lately, Carol?
No, I have not seen any. Very, very good. Other people have, but I have not seen any.
That's, I can't imagine that. Looking out your door and there's a bear.
Yes, that gives me the creeps too. I don't even want to go out there.
Well, I think
do you
it
have
is.
other wildlife come round, Carol?
What?
Do you have other wildlife come round?
Well, deer, just deer, and well, some turkeys sometimes.
Dear,
And
really?
I had to stop. I used to have to stop going to work. When I went to work, I used to have to stop the car because they'd go across the road in front of me. A whole bunch of turkeys.
Really?
There's wild ones out there.
We get squirrels, but that's about it.
Well, there's always a lot of them.
Do you get red squirrels or grey squirrels?
We have gray ones and black ones.
You very rarely see a red squirrel here
The
anymore.
red squirrels very rare, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently when they brought
Ones.
the blue ones over, they kind of killed off the red ones, and you don't see them anymore.
We have muntjacs in our garden.
You have what?
Muntjacs.
What's
Oh,
that?
They're smaller
deer.
deer.
a kind of
Oh,
I see a few hedgehogs.
yeah, I've had hedgehogs this year. They've gone now. They must have hibernated. But I had two that used to come in the garden, and I used to put some cat food out there for them.
I think I seen an owl once. You don't get much around where I live. Right, I think I'm going to end the video there.
okay.
So Maureen, I will await your 4 choices. Stand up for the poll. I'm determined your book's going to get picked.
I'll try and find some.
That's your task.
Because every month it doesn't get picked, and it's like, why? So thanks everybody for joining us. I really enjoyed it. I could go on for hours, but it might be boring to other people watching. So yeah, I hope you can join us again for the afternoon tea clubs book. Yeah, I better mention that. For November's read, it is the Afternoon Tea Club by, I think it's Jane Gilly.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I know there's one lady in the book club who she can't get it because she only does Audible. She only listens to books because her eyesight's quite bad. So I don't think she's going to be able to. But I guess we have to go with what the majority.
Oh yeah, is that Linda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's the book, and I hope you would like to join me again for the review of that.
That'd be lovely.
So thanks for joining us, and thank you to everybody in the chat. Christine, Linda, maybe this book wasn't so popular, but usually more people watch it on catch up.
Yeah.
So I'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Hi. Nice to see you. No, I don't know how to get out of this.